Hey y'all, welcome back to another garden video. I walked outside and it had been raining for a few days, and then the sun came out and it was like bam, my garden grew. So I figured I'd give you guys a quick update about where things are on that. We have our leafy greens. Those are looking a lot better since they've been thinned out. The Boyce's planter has germinated. We have some beans and some kale that they're growing in there. And then over here in the big garden, everything is growing, including the weeds. So I have applied to chip drop in hopes that maybe we will get some wood chips. I don't know. I don't have time to go to the store and get them. If I have to, I guess I can go to our local, what is that place called? Hardware store. Our beans are all up. Our corn is all up. Luna has dug in my garden. We shortened her perimeter fence in hopes that maybe that will keep her out of the garden a little bit. She actually didn't destroy as many plants as you might think, but she did dig up quite a bit. Our radishes are coming in like crazy. Our carrots they could be better. Luna did dig up quite a bit of these. Our cabbage is looking so good. Our jalapenos, though, they're looking terrible. One of them is literally like an inch tall. One of them still has like no leaves. Whatever. Our corn is looking great. There is my son ripping apart one of my marigold flowers. I keep telling him not to do that, but you know, in one ear and out the other. So, for your visual enjoyment, our regular bell peppers, though, are looking pretty great. Our tomatoes are looking great. They are getting nice and bushy. Here in just a minute, I'm going to be trimming up the bottoms of these, getting the leaves off the ground and whatnot, cutting out the suckers. I just went and got a pair of scissors. Carter is helping me. I'm weeding around these because the back side of them did not get any mulch. So Carter and Forrest are helping me weed. And then I am cutting off. I try to keep about the bottom 1 foot. You can't really see what I'm doing because my kids are in the way. But the bottom 1 foot of the plant, I don't want any leaves touching the ground. Like, the more leaves that are touching the ground, the more likely you are to get like disease and whatnot. So I try to cut off the bottom 1 foot of leaves, try to keep all the suckers off until about 2 or 3 feet up, and then I kind of let them bush out from there. You can see my children are destroying things. It's fine. Anyways, I'm weeding, trying to spread a little bit of mulch in hopes that it'll keep some of the weeds at bay. And yeah, just tending to the garden. I come home and just want to go straight out to the garden. However, I'm a parent and I will have to cook dinner and I have to do other things like edit videos. Actually, last night I went out to the garden. I had gone out to help my husband with something, and after we got the kids to bed, and then I went out to the garden and just was like, oh, I'm just gonna pull a few weeds and I'm going to thin some of my radishes. And then I ended up spending up like 15 minutes out there, and whenever I got back inside, our youngest child was in our bedroom looking for us. So oh, to be a parent. And oh, to be a parent with a garden in which your children would like to participate. Also, it has rained so much. You can see how tall our grass is. Like, it's ridiculous. I will say though, the day I'm recording this, it rained this morning. And then I looked at the forecast this afternoon and it looks like it's not supposed to rain for the next 2 weeks. So I will definitely be getting some garden time in. Also, there are several days that will be near 100 degrees. So yeah. And then we probably, now that it's not going to rain, probably need to figure out what we are going to do watering wise, because I don't want to have to come out here with a hose every day and stand here and just water the garden. Don't get me wrong, I like being out in my garden, but I would rather be doing productive things rather than standing there holding a hose. So I think we're going to set up some kind of sprinkler system in our old garden. Whenever we lived in Springfield, we had like a fancy irrigation system that my husband installed. It was great. You could turn on a couple of rows, go work on some other rows, come back over, switch which rows are watering, work on some other rows. We don't have that here. I don't think we'll actually ever have anything like that again because we probably won't have the same gardening setup. I don't know what it is we are going to do long term here. I have no idea. I haven't decided. I will tell you though, I'm ready to eat the little squashes that are growing in my garden. We have eaten a few bowls worth of, what are they called? Greens, like the green thinning. We have eaten a few bowls of that. But that's it. That's all we've gotten so far. We obviously have a while before our tomatoes will be producing, and a while on just about everything else. But hopefully those squash will be ready in the next week or so. I would say zucchini will be shortly behind that. Our radishes should be ready in about 3 weeks. It's about 45 days from planting to harvest on those. Carrots, I don't know. They're looking a little puny. We'll see how they do. I would guess that everything else will be a while. We may not be able to eat from it for a while, but it is a thing that we enjoy doing. So I am just thinning out some of my corn stalks. We double planted these just to be sure that they germinated properly. I don't know, we do this every year, so I'm thinning them out. I probably should have gotten to it sooner, but I didn't because it was raining. So we're just making a pile over on the side to be put in the compost, and then my husband mowed over it. It's fine. But yeah, thinning out the corn. After we get done with the corn, I go over to the beans and weed over there in between my 2 full rows of corn. I did not have enough mulch to lay down, so there's a lot of weeds. So I'm just pulling out the bean plants that don't look good, whether it be from insects or disease or my Luna dog. And then I'm weeding and filling in the holes that Luna made. So where there are gaps, I will probably go back in and plant a couple more bean plants. They'll be a couple weeks behind, but it'll be fine. By the end of the season, they'll all be producing and it'll be fine. So yeah, these 2 longer rows are where she dug in. And then I think she dug at the very end of the little short row. I don't know. She's never been around a garden. Our other 2 dogs have been around gardens forever. I mean, their entire lives. We've had gardens as long as we've had dogs. And those 2, went into it. They've been around gardens long enough that they don't necessarily need to be told to stay out of the garden. You could tell they don't go into the garden. However, Luna dog does. She's a digger. I don't know what she's digging for. Lost treasure or something. Yeah. It'll be fine. She'll learn. We'll get there. We'll all survive. After I thin out the beans some, I start thinning out the radishes. I don't think I have any recording of that. And then about that time, my children kind of start getting cranky. It's past their bedtime by this time. On gardening nights, I try to make sure I just get them into bed by 8 o'clock instead of 7:30. Anyways, I thin the radishes a little bit, and then I finally just give up, take them over to look and see what's going on in their bed, show them. Force pulled up a few of the bean plants. I'm sure it'll be fine. We can always plant more if we need to. And then I thin out a little bit of the greens. And then we go inside because the kids need to go to bed because they're cranky. All right, y'all. That is all I have for you today. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoy this kind of video, and leave me a comment down below and let me know how your garden's going, or if you have houseplants or whatever. Leave me a comment. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.